I know I have 2 losses. A fighter never think about lose.
He's significantly bigger than anyone you fought before, and he's one of the all-time greats. You're not going to feel apprehensive when you get in that ring against him?
Fear? No.
I will for you, and I'm not even you.
That's cool.
But can you accept he's better than you at anything or not?
No, because he ain't proven it yet.
You want to find out September 13th. That's why we are here, to see who is the best.
We're going to give the fans a show, for sure, because it don't take a big punch.
Because we are true fighters.
Yeah, true fighters, but
True fighters.
true, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah, of course.
They need to talk and talk about the fight because they want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. They want to put a great fight.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September we will have one of the greatest fights ever happen in boxing.
Just as the news of their fight went viral, Crawford and Canelo stirred up the internet by losing their tempers during an interview with Piers Morgan. The 2 fighters sat across from the host as he questioned them, and tensions quickly escalated. The interview had been scheduled for weeks to take place on the same day the fight would be officially announced.
2 greats in the last era. It's gonna be big.
What does it do to your 2 legacies?
Sometimes people talk shit a lot, and when they stay in the ring, they do nothing.
You know, a win against Canelo Álvarez put me, on Mount Rushmore.
Things started off smoothly, but the fighters broke their promise to avoid speaking negatively about each other. Tensions escalated when Piers Morgan asked Terence Crawford if he had ever considered the possibility of losing his perfect record to Canelo Álvarez. Crawford responded, "That's something I've never thought of because it's not possible. I'm only focused on winning. No one in the ring can beat me."
I am sure of it. I am sure of it.
And fists up. That's good. Excellent. Great. Excellent. Wonderful.
Canelo felt that Crawford didn't give him the respect he deserved, which led him to yell, "Don't disrespect me, idiot. I can do something to you that no one else ever has. I'm built differently." While the fight in September will reveal whether Canelo has truly evolved, tensions have slightly cooled down since. Still, to get back at Crawford, Canelo mocked him when asked what specific preparations he was making, especially since Crawford possesses unique tools that could pose a serious threat.
I don't really care.
Everything is riding on this one moment.
Who's going to win? Really? Are you 100% certain you're going to win? Do you believe you're going to win?
I believe 100% I'm gonna win.
100%?
100%.
Did you kill me with your bare hands?
How old are you?
I'm 60.
Canelo claimed that Crawford had nothing special to offer, adding that he had already faced bigger opponents, smaller ones, faster fighters, heavier punchers, track sprinters, and all kinds of styles throughout his career, insisting Crawford brought nothing new. After the interview, the 2 began quietly, trading insults under their breath until Canelo Álvarez looked ready to throw hands. Fortunately, security intervened just in time, but Canelo wasn't finished yet.
Where you at? Let me see. What is it? No, that's not fighting. Fighting ain't even in the definition of boxing. What is boxing?
Canelo argued that Crawford brought nothing special to the table, pointing out that he had already faced bigger opponents, smaller fighters, faster athletes, harder punchers, track sprinters, and every style imaginable throughout his career. He insisted that Crawford offered nothing he hadn't seen before. After the interview, both fighters began muttering insults under their breath until Canelo Álvarez appeared ready to swing. Security stepped in just in time, but Canelo still wasn't backing down.
Canelo's now 10-0 at super middleweight, but largely untouchable at this weight class. Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
Because I'm the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, bud, good luck on September 12th.
Nonetheless, Crawford remains determined to prove himself against the dangerous Mexican champion in what is shaping up to be boxing's most highly anticipated showdown in years. The long-rumored clash between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford is officially set for September 13th in Las Vegas and will be broadcast worldwide on Netflix, the promoter announced on Tuesday. The Summit Showdown will feature two of the most accomplished pound-for-pound fighters of the past decade in a cross-divisional clash with generational impact. Álvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion who has held titles from 154 to 175 pounds, will defend his crown against Crawford, the undefeated 4-division champion who has reigned from 135 to 154 pounds. Crawford will move up to weight classes to face the Mexican superstar in what's already being called the fight of the century. While the official venue hasn't been finalized, Allegiant Stadium, the 71,835-seat home of the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders, is currently the frontrunner. The September 13th date conflicts with a scheduled UNLV college football game against Idaho State, but insiders report that discussions are underway to either relocate or reschedule the game.
And what about moving up in divisions for Terence, Crawford, and Canelo? Are you concerned about that? I know you're not a big fan of fighters moving up.
I don't know. I mean, these are two guys that have accomplished a lot. You know, it's one of what you would call a super fight. Absolutely. And I do super fights, so.
Who do you feel wins?
I don't know. I don't know.
Will you be at attendance? Will you be there?
Probably. More than likely, yes.
Tina, is that going to be your first fight with TKO? There's a lot of rumors. Turkey said the other day.
T-Mobile Arena, where Álvarez has headlined some of his most iconic bouts and where Crawford dominated Errol Spence Jr. in their 2023 welterweight title unification, remains the backup venue. The fight will be staged as part of Saudi Arabia's Riyadh season, in collaboration with UFC President and Donald Trump ally Dana White, along with Saudi entertainment giant Sela. This marks White's first venture into boxing and signals the kingdom's continued expansion into the sport's highest levels. On September 13th, two boxing legends Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford will finally collide in what's being hailed as the fight of the century, according to Turki Alalshik, head of the General Entertainment Authority and president of the Saudi Boxing Federation.
Could potentially be the first one.
What?
Crawford versus Canelo.
Well, listen, my model's way different. Turkey has things that he's obligated to over the next 18 months. I want to break the sport down and build it from the ground up like we did the UFC. So I'm on a different path.
What's something that would surprise the boxing fans with this new deal? You're coming in hot. Turkey says he wants to crush the competition. How do you approach?
Along with Dana White and Sela, we're going to create something truly extraordinary in Las Vegas for fans around the globe to experience on Netflix, organizers said. Crawford, who holds an undefeated record of 41-0 with 31 knockouts, is the first male fighter in the 4-belt era to become undisputed champion into weight divisions 140 pounds and 147 pounds. In his last bout this past August, the Omaha native defeated Israel Madrimov to capture the WBA junior middleweight title, making Tuesday's announcement even more remarkable. He will now face Álvarez at 168 pounds, stepping into the challenge without hesitation. "My spotless record speaks for itself," Crawford declared. "I'm the best fighter in the world, and no matter the opponent or weight class, I've always come out on top. On September 13th, my hand will be raised again, and the world will witness greatness."
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not.
Kovalev was older. He does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me.
Álvarez, who holds a record of 62 wins with 39 knockouts, is coming off a dominant yet uneventful unanimous decision victory over William Scull in May. That bout took place in Riyadh as part of his reported $400 million 4-fight deal with Riyadh season. The agreement allowed for one fight to be held outside Saudi Arabia, and Álvarez has chosen to return to Las Vegas, where his loyal fan base always shows up in force. "I'm super happy to be making history, again this time on a Riyadh season card that will
I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is night and day.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo going?
Tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching him, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Crawford attended the skull fight, where the September showdown was publicly teased in the ring. Despite questions surrounding their ages, Álvarez turns 35 next month, and Crawford turns 38 in September. Both remain among the sport's biggest stars. Turkey wants to make the biggest fights fans want to see in boxing. And this one is right up my alley, said Dana White, who will launch his own boxing brand under the UFC's TKO umbrella. Are you kidding me? The first boxing match I get to promote is Canelo versus Crawford. It's truly a once-in-a-lifetime fight. A 3-city press tour is scheduled for later this month to build hype for what's expected to be a global spectacle. The fighters will begin in Riyadh on June 20th, head to New York on June 22nd, and wrap up in Las Vegas on June 27th.
Seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Álvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
UFC. Come 12.
Go to decision.
While both fighters had shown glimpses of vulnerability in recent outings, Álvarez cruised but appeared flat in his win over Skull, and Crawford had to rally late to edge past Madrimov. The significance of their matchup remains unquestionable. A win for Álvarez would further solidify his legacy as the face of this boxing era, while a victory for Crawford could cement him as the most versatile fighter in modern history. One man who has been particularly outspoken about the upcoming super fight is
So Oscar, you're not feeling Canelo Crawford? You're not feeling Canelo Crawford?
I like it. I actually like the fight. I like the fight. I'm just saying, like, you know, reality is both guys are 38 years old. I mean, or 35, 38. But I like the fight.
In an interview with Brian Mazik, the Golden Boy, Oscar de la Hoya shared his belief that Canelo will come out on top when he faces the 37-year-old switch hitter in September, largely due to size and power. If Crawford can pull it off, Jesus, Lord give him the title of greatest ever. But I just don't see it, he said. Canelo is a powerful puncher. Yes, he moves like he's in quicksand at times, which Crawford could exploit, but he'll bring 200 pounds of pressure into that ring. It's a tough fight, De La Hoya added. If Crawford wins, give him full credit, he'll be the messiah of boxing. A victory would make Crawford the first male boxer in history to become undisputed champion in 3 different weight classes. But for the 37-year-old from Omaha, this will be the toughest test of his remarkable professional career.
Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, Fact Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford.
As the boxing world eagerly anticipates the clash between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford on September 13, 2025, legendary former champion Roy Jones Jr. has shared his thoughts. Speaking at the International Boxing Hall of Fame ceremony in Conestoga, New York, Jones emphasized that the outcome of the bout hinges on one crucial element: the style of fight Canelo chooses to engage in. That's a good fight, Jones said. But the result depends on the type of fight Canelo fights. His comments highlight just how important Álvarez's strategy will be and how it may either neutralize or play into Crawford's strengths.
Sorry, we'd be wrong, Roy, to not ask you. It's a hot topic right now, just switching gears. Bud, Canelo, you know, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he gonna lose. He comes out fight the right.
Canelo's recent performance against William Skull raised concerns about his adaptability. Although he secured a unanimous decision win, he struggled to land significant punches. Skull used lateral movement to avoid damage. If Canelo employs a similar approach against Crawford, who is known for his swift, switch-hitting style, he may find it difficult to control the fight. On the other hand, adopting a more aggressive game plan could allow Canelo to leverage his power and possibly end the bout early. As the fight date nears, the boxing world remains split on the potential outcome. Roy Jones Jr.'s perspective is a strong reminder that in boxing, strategy and execution are everything.
It's gonna be tough. So right now, I think it's gonna be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that went up in weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford should handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. If he get to the weight limit, because there is a weight limit, get to the weight limit.
Canelo Álvarez's ability to adjust his strategy to counter Crawford's dynamic style could be the key to victory. Conversely, Crawford's resilience and adaptability may help him overcome the size disadvantage and Canelo's power. Ultimately, this fight promises to be a compelling clash of styles, with the winner potentially solidifying their legacy in boxing history. One man with first-hand experience preparing a fighter to face the Mexican superstar is Abel Sanchez, who trained Gennady Golovkin in two memorable bouts against Canelo in 2017 and 2018. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Sanchez didn't hold back. "Honestly, I think it's a ridiculous fight," he said. "Crawford is just too small. Canelo, in my opinion, is the face of boxing right now. Just look at his resume," Sanchez continued. "It might be competitive for a little while. Crawford's hand speed is impressive, just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook. You could see it early. But as the fight goes on, Canelo is going to start pounding on him. I see it ending somewhere between the 9th and 12th round," he added. "Anything Canelo lands is going to hurt Crawford. He won't be able to take those shots easily, no matter how quick his feet or hands are. Crawford's a fantastic fighter at his weight, but when he fought Madrimov, we saw what happens when weight becomes a factor. It doesn't matter how much weight he puts on or how hard he trains. 168 pounds is a different world, and that difference will show."
Because of the size difference, he can stop Crawford.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the speed and the foot speed and the hand speed. And Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54, when he fought Madrimov in his last fight, showed us that he can't really, the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains and how much he does to try to get up to that level. 168 is going to make it.
Feeling. What's been going on, Terence? Talk to us for a little bit.
I got somewhere to go, man.
Yeah. Can we follow you for just the time being?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you guys supposed to do interviews over there.
Yep. Terence, I like the way
Don't talk to him.
Mario, don't I got an interview with you?
They haven't told me that. I would love to have an interview. I haven't had an interview with you, a proper interview, in a year and a half.
What's up, man? What you
What's
got?
up, bro?
Don't get the cold, man.
Yeah.
It's a crazy matchup. One source said, "As I've stated, Crawford is a tremendous fighter, but he's essentially been the same from 135 to 147. Nothing about him has evolved to make him effective at the higher weights. Canelo, on the other hand, has." Critics argue that while Crawford hasn't been destroying his opponents, only dominating fighters past their prime, Canelo has been dismantling everyone in front of him. Yes, it's a big money fight, but it's not necessarily a competitive one, the source added. Meanwhile, rising star Virgil Ortiz Jr. has expressed interest in facing Crawford at 154 pounds if Crawford chooses to drop back down after the Canelo fight. The 27-year-old fan favorite believes Crawford's undefeated streak could end in September. In an interview with The Ring magazine, Ortiz gave a candid prediction: "I think he's too small. Sure, he weighed in at 180 recently, but there's a big difference between adding weight and actually being that weight." Ortiz sees a clear win for the naturally bigger man.
Move up to 154. How much stronger are you feeling? How much better are you feeling at 54?
I feel great. I feel strong. I feel motivated. You know, I'm just ready to go out here and do my thing.
Yeah. Terence, tell us about that back and forth with Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah, you look a little heated there.
I ain't heated.
No.
Eddie just be throwing rocks and just saying anything that comes to his mind to make himself sound, I don't know.
"I would understand if Crawford were fighting someone of lesser caliber, but this is Canelo," the speaker said. That guy is the GOAT. He's been in the game a long time, and I believe Canelo will win decisively. He went on to explain that Crawford tends to get hit and that could be dangerous against someone like Canelo. I know I'll catch some flack for saying this, but it's true. Crawford gets hit. Just like anyone else, sometimes he gets caught clean, and that's not something you can afford when facing Canelo. Getting hit flush by Canelo is never a good thing no matter who you are, he continued. And Canelo isn't slow, he's quick and catches you off guard. It's just different. And that's all for now. Stay up to date with the latest boxing news, highlights, and upcoming events by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss quality content like this.